Hello again, whiskey friends. Welcome back here to Hello Again, whiskey friends. Jeff is gone, so we're going to play a little game. Got the Bourbon Jerk coming on tonight as we get to talk with Tom and hear about his channel and just kind of get to meet him, but also hang out with all of you amazing people. So let's get this show started. See you in just a minute. All right, welcome back, everybody. Happy Whiskey Wednesday, everybody. Jeff is on vacation down south in Mexico somewhere, drinking some rum. I'm sure Darrell is going to try. Remind me to tell you about a rum that I found, Darrell, later. But tonight, we're hanging out with the Bourbon Jerk. If you guys don't know about this channel, he's been around about a year. Probably seen his name pop up here and there in chats, and we're excited to have him hang out, and I've curated a flight for them to do, and we'll just hang out and have some fun. Some things coming up. Obviously, we appreciate all the support that you guys gave the channels that we're doing the Alzheimer's fundraisers this past weekend. So I know Adriana had a great stream doing that. We appreciate all the support that this community gives each other. So that's a lot of fun. Want to get into tonight. There's not really a lot of things going on as far as the summer yet. We've got some things coming up in the fall, but also a couple of meetups coming up for Pours in the Barn, and then Jason's meetup in September. So hopefully we'll get to see some of you guys face to face and hang out in person, which is always a lot of fun too. So I'm going to bring on Darrell first. Darrell, cheers the whiskey stain. It must be the night of the.
Now, cheers, everybody. Yeah, welcome back, man. Another Whiskey Wednesday for us. Got a new guest that's never graced the channel, so this is going to be fun, and it's my first time meeting him as well. So, always some good times. Like I was telling him a little backstage, I don't know what Kelsey got in store for us, but hopefully it can compete with the last blind that he sent us, because that thing was actually pretty stellar coming from this guy. So pretty excited to hang out with you guys.
No rice whiskey this week. I did not see you rice whiskey. I was nice.
No, it should definitely be a good time.
Yeah, we are going to be doing super chats. We'll get into that. Basically, each one of us, Tom included, is throwing in a flight of Evernorth. Darrell, I think you said you were going to do copper and cask, correct?
Yep. I got a copper and cask, and I'm going to throw in the new bottle that they put out today, guys. It's a 9-year MGP. It's not a single barrel. It's a small batch, but if you guys know their stuff, the Florida-aged MGP that they have is absolutely ridiculous. And This is a 9-year version of that Florida-aged MGP, and this thing is pretty darn good. So that's going to be in a flight along with 3 other single barrels from them that are all going to be really good.
Nice. I am going to do 2 bourbons and 2 ryes from NBC. So you'll get 2 bourbons that are single barrels and 2 rye single barrels. The 2 ryes are from 2 Bros, 1 Bottle. It would be the Hellfire Club and Eddie's Encore. So there are Stranger Thing themed bottles, which are really fun, but really great whiskey coming. So, and then again, Tom, as we bring him on, Tom is going to be giving away a flight from Evernorth. They're from Bourbon Junkies Fort, I guess you would call it. Their distillery slash barreling product. Tom, you're in Michigan as well, so not too far from there, correct?
Absolutely. And let me do this. I've been wanting to do this. Hello again, whiskey friends.
Hello again.
That's my tribute to Jeff. I've always been doing that since he started the channel. And before we get too far into this, guys, I want to say that I have been watching your channel since it started. I think most of the videos were Jeff shooting out of his backyard, and it's been really fun to kind of watch what you've evolved into with the streams and with you each kind of bringing what you do to the table. To me, it feels like, and maybe more so than just about any channel out there, you guys seem to be about bringing the community together. and bringing other whiskey tubers and content creators together. And I think that's awesome, and I'm here for it.
Well, we love having people on. That's one of the things that we really didn't discuss when we launched the channel, but it just kind of it just evolved into that. And we love doing blinds. We love sharing whiskey, and then also just trying to bring in as many different people as we can. You know, small channels, big channels, it don't matter. I mean, we were a small channel. We are still a pretty small channel to begin with, but for us, it's just all about the community and friendship. That's what we love. That's what we enjoy creating. And looks like we've got some super chats already. Goodness gracious.
Coming through. A few people already in here.
David Smith is in for 4. Uh-oh. The luckiest man alive is in. He's in
right out of the gate.
Mark B.
Yeah, very nice. So we appreciate all the support, guys. Let's do some intro. Let's see.
Yeah, I'll take it. Let me scroll up over here on this end. Who's first? Oh, actually, no Top Dog. Look, you got beat again. This is like 2 weeks in a row.
Top Dog texted me and he said, I actually logged in 6 days ago. So he's still first.
I bet he did. Well, cheers, Jason. Scott, you, sir. Our man, our missing guy over here, Mr. Jeffrey Wack. Hope that vacation's going great, buddy. Let me know about the dang Foursquare visit. So I don't know if that happened already or when it's happening, but I know it's happening. So hopefully you're having a great time with the family. I know a couple small hiccups in the beginning with the flights and all those delays and cancellations, but you made it. So have fun, buddy. See Mr. Top Dog in here. Cheers to you, John. Who else is in here? Katie, the best Turk of all. Cheers to you. Andrew, my local buddy over here. Cheers to you, buddy. Happy Whiskey Wednesday. My man JG, probably going to miss you this coming week. I bet you're heading over to Pours in the Barn, man. You've been there pretty much.
Likely.
Actually, no. Last year was your first time there because you weren't there, I believe, the first year because I didn't meet you then. But unfortunately, I'm missing this one, but hopefully see you pretty soon. The Bourbon Syndicate. Cheers to you, sir. Miss Vasco. Why, hello, my whiskey friends. Cheers to you. As we spoke about earlier, Mr. Mark B., the luckiest man in Whiskey Tube. Cheers to you. Gandy Rhodes in here.
What's up,
Joe,
Gandy?
the sample guy is in here. Mr. Ethan himself. Drifting Drams. Mr. Turk. Cheers to you, buddy.
Cheers
to you and Katie for tracking these super chats for us today. Really appreciate it. Helps us focus and try to kick the butt of this blind that Kelsey sent us. Russell, cheers, whiskey friends. Well, cheers to you, sir.
What's
Tommy
up, Russ?
D. Cheers, all. Tune into President's give his Oval Office address. Jesus. Slip ups and slurs and all types of crazy stuff.
You may see some slip up and slurs in this.
Is he talking about us or the president?
Oh man. Who else is here? Tater Dom. Cheers, Dom. Cheers to you, sir. Dan O.B. I don't know if I've seen you in here in a bit, man. So cheers to you. It's been a while.
Cheers, Dan.
Uncorked is in here. Cheers to you. Who else? Let me scroll. David Smith.
Cheers,
Sugar Kitty.
Sugar Kitty.
This is not Whack. Whack's not in here today, buddy.
This is definitely not Whack.
He'll be back next week. We got Josh Fritz in here. Good evening to you, sir. Peter White. Mr. Ben himself. Greetings once more, Bourbon Associates.
Yeah, cheers, Kelsey, what would you have done if I showed up with a Macho Man costume?
Hey, man, I'm all for it. Be who you want to be.
We got in here Tom Anderson. Cheers to you. Got Gary himself. We were just chatting about you, Gary, and the wonderful Maureen.
Yeah.
Howdy. Cheers to you. Troy from Baker Drinks.
Cheers.
Troy. Laura's around. Cheers to her, too. Black Bourbon Family. I was just watching your little...
Yeah, I was watching that today, too. I was watching that.
Cheers, Jason and Brandy. Happy to see you guys here. Let me see. Getting caught up. Not seeing too many new names. Ben Dramon's here. Mr. Hernandez. Cheers to you, sir.
Cheers,
John
Ben.
And let me scroll. This is a new name for me. I don't think I've
Tiffany.
seen Tiffany Pencil in here.
That's
Cheers to you. Oh, that's why.
Cheers,
That's
Tiffany.
why. Mrs. Jerk. Cheers, Tiffany. Nice to see you in here. Bourbon Syndicate. I think I said cheers to you already.
Yep.
If I didn't, cheers to you. Mr. John Clouds in here. Brian Slapshot. Anthony,
Brian.
Mr. Tony, Bag of Donuts. Hello
What's up,
again.
Tony?
Great to see you all. Don't think I'll be winning anything for a while. Cheers. Yeah, I think you killed it last week, right? Was
Yeah,
it like
he won two different
Yeah, I
things.
saw that.
He was drinking some dusty stuff. So
You had 2 double winners last week,
yeah,
right?
yep.
Yeah, literally. Yep. Both winners.
Oh,
were
here's the best
double winners.
Frenchie of them all. $20 in for 4. Jeffrey Wack never looked so good.
Cheers,
Cheers,
Maureen.
Maureen. Thank you so much for the support, as always.
We got Danny Lopez.
What's up,
DJ
Danny?
Super Friend number 99 over here. Cheers to you. Whiskey Nose, my man Marty. Gonna have
Marty,
you here in a couple weeks,
cheers,
buddy.
Marty.
It's gonna be another fun stream.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. I think we're getting there. Doug H. Cheers to you. I'm not sure when I seen you enter, but seeing you now, buddy.
Cheers, Doug. I hope you're keeping somewhat cool down in the Big Easy down there in Louisiana.
My man Cheech.
What's up,
Cheers to you.
Cheech?
Sorry, missed you yesterday, man. I had some time. I had a nice little long day off today and was hoping that you were going to stream yesterday, and I was pretty sad. I'm going to tell you that. Emily, glad to see you here. Cheers to you.
Were either of you guys doing that
Maybe
quiz
caught
on
up.
the Junkie stream last night?
I was in
did
part
not
of it.
get that. No.
Darrell, did you?
I seen like the beginning of it. I didn't catch
Okay.
like the middle and the end of it, to be honest, but was there in the beginning before they started popping up. I think they were opening samples instead of bottles.
Oh, well, that quiz function was really cool. I just did historically bad on it, but it was still fun.
Like their trivia that they were doing.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
They were really specific questions, like like stuff you would read on the back of a baseball card, like what was such and such as on base percentage, and like how many bottles of this were produced. It was very specific.
That's
I
when you
would
get
have
all the
not known
Google
all
hands.
about that.
I don't think Google would have helped.
Yeah.
Oh man, made it tough. But yeah, looks like we're caught up, guys.
Awesome.
Me and Tom got samples poured. We kind of know the rules already. I know the rules. We can walk you through it, Tom, if we need like a refresher. But these are the questions here for us. Our goal is to try to get as close to the exact answer in terms of just say proof and age. Whatever we leave on the table, I know you've been following for a bit.
Mhm.
Kelsey gets in terms of points. And hopefully, God, I'm still getting a whiff of something that doesn't smell like whiskey over here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I don't know what that is. But yeah, so it should be fun. Let's kick his
Okay.
butt, have a good time, and enjoy some whiskey.
All right.
right.
Well, let's get into these. You guys go. If you haven't already poured them up. And
I got them poured.
let's start with the noses first. Let's see which nose you like the best. We'll just go through each one nose first.
Okay, let's do that.
So as they're doing that, I'll kind of mention a few things here. Again, the super chats, if you want to get in on it, 3 different flights giveaways. Darrell is doing a copper and cask single barrel / small batch of copper and cask giveaway. Tom is doing a flight of Evernorth spirits from the Bourbon Junkies line. And then I'm going to be doing an NBC giveaway, 2 bourbons, 2 ryes. They're all single barrels. Really, really good ones. I'm telling you, they've putting out some real hitters been lately with some of their barrels that they've been doing. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see what Tommy D is seeing. Never get to this 10 minutes back.
Right off the rip, the nose doesn't come across too bad. Well, it doesn't come across bad on this.
I'm not smelling that funk yet, Darrell, that you were mentioning.
No, I don't know what I was smelling. I just caught a whiff of something kind of weird. But this first one, nose is pretty good. It kind of reminds me of like some type of weeder, though. Like I get a weird, like citrusy, funky note, kind of.
Yeah.
Not like off-putting, but
On the
Typically-
nose for me is butterscotch, big time.
yeah, it's really sweet. But I do get a little bit of citrus, and it's that weird. And I always correlate it to wheat because wheat kind of for me is produces this weird note that I can never really like distinguish exactly. But that comes across like a wheater, not like a wheat whiskey. I think a wheated bourbon.
Yeah, it might be the power of suggestion, but I think I'm getting a little citrus on here now too.
All right, I'm gonna move over to B, which was the darker of the 4. It's definitely not bright on the nose. I'll tell you that. I don't get no citrus on B. This is just like conventional bourbon for me.
Yeah,
I can tell that it's not finished already just on the nose. That it's just this is just everyday classic bourbon. Kentucky. That smells good. That smells good.
I get like caramel and vanilla frosting on this one.
Yeah, that one's nice. And the legs, like I'd even really spin it around much, but
yeah, it's sticking pretty good to the glass.
Like barrel proof or something.
Chat, what are you guys drinking on tonight while we're tasting or nosing through some of this tonight?
C took a turn for me.
Yeah?
Yeah, C might be that funk that you were talking about.
C took a turn for me. I don't know what this is.
I'm trying to remember which one.
Is that what you were getting?
Interesting.
I honestly don't know. Like what I smelt kind of smelt more like a gin note. Like what does that mean? An ingredient for gin?
Juniper.
Yeah. Like I was catching a whiff of like something like that, which these don't smell like that yet, but this is the funkier of the 3 so far.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this doesn't smell like it's like a Kentucky or Indiana or something. Like it doesn't smell like those heritage places.
This might be a crafty.
And that one's
Jason.
That one's a little weird. So B already is my favorite so far. I'm gonna go to D.
David Smith. That is from a store in Nashville called Elixir. Great store. Tarek is the store owner's name. If you go in there, be careful because there are single barrels of tequila, single barrels of rum, single barrels of bourbon. I mean, every kind of single barrel you can think of in that store, and it's a really great store. So that's in Nashville. If you just look up Elixir in Nashville, it'll pop up for you. John Martino is in for 1. Cheers, buddy. Good luck tonight.
Hey, Kelsey, is that a store that you can order online from?
Ooh.
You know, I don't think so, but Ethan and Katie would know that better than me. Katie or Ethan, can you order from Tarek in Elixir online? I doubt it, just based on the way he runs his store. I don't know that he would do that.
Gotcha.
But
oh man. All right. I got my order in terms of nose.
okay.
So
yeah, I think I do too here, Darrell.
I got actually you're the guest, so I'll let you go first, Tom.
You want me to just go in order of my favorite to least favorite?
Yeah, sure. Favorite to least favorite.
Okay. All right. For me, on the nose anyway, A, which was a huge butterscotch bomb. Second was B, which, like I said, was kind of caramel and vanilla frosting vibes. Third was D, which I get a little bit of like dark fruit, maybe cherry in there. And then for me, C is last because I just got like a blast of funk as soon as I took that.
Yeah, my C is definitely last as well, but I'll go from first to last. I actually have B going first for me. It just smells like just that. Like I'm a big Heaven Hill guy, and that's just conventional. Like I love ECBP, and it's just literally straight down the arrow or down the line like bourbon. And that's what this reminds me of, which I like. And it seems like it has some decent age off the nose. Haven't tasted it yet, obviously, to know. But I went with B. So Bravo Delta for second, Alpha Charlie. And A is really, really sweet. I do get like that. You're getting like the butterscotchy on that. This one is sweet, almost like comes across like potentially as like a light whiskey up front, but not like super light whiskey forward. But it gives me like that caramel and that sweetness that I get off.
You know, when I go back to it, I'm not getting that note anymore.
Oh, really? I'm getting all sweetness on there.
It's changing a little bit.
Literally, what was the caramel candies? The like the Werther's.
Werther's original.
Werther's original.
Yeah. Tom, that Top Dog said you cannot order from them and they do not ship. So
Gotcha.
there's your answer. But we do have several people in Nashville. So if there's something that you hear about and you want us to try to look for and pick up for you, just let us know. We'll be glad to try to take care of everybody as we can. Rick Moreland, thank you so much. Cheers to you. In for one. Thank you guys so much for the support. Like I said, we got 47 people in here. What we're doing tonight, if you're popping in late, we're doing our normal type of blind. Darrell and Tom are going up against me. I curated this flight for them. They've just given their nose preferences from first to last. So we're going to get into drinking some whiskey, which is the best part. So you guys go ahead and get into A and see what you can.
Cheers, Darrell. Cheers, Kelsey.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks for having me on. Appreciate that.
Sweetness over here.
Thank you for coming on. I've seen you in and out of chats all over. So I was like, man, we need to get him on. I know Marty's a huge friend of yours, and you guys have kind of buddied up, and he was telling us about you as well. So I was like, man, we need to get this guy on, talk to him, see what he's about. Bourbon Syndicate, cheers to you.
Yeah, Marty's been real cool about helping me out, kind of getting acclimated on streams. We did a stream on his. He helped me do my first stream last week or a couple of weeks ago. But for someone who doesn't know what they're doing, to be able to lean on, someone who's a little bit of a vet, it's huge. And plus, he's a super interesting dude. And just
he's so much fun to talk with, dude. Like there's nobody else I'd rather just sit down and like drink a glass with or smoke a cigar with, because he's going to keep you entertained no matter what. No matter what happens or what you're drinking, he's always going to keep you entertained and have a good time.
Freaking Kelsey. Tom, he gave us a Dusty Foray.
You think?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, there's an interesting note on the back end for me. What is that?
I don't know what distillery this would be. I know he has a lot of Dusties, but this just Dusty radar went off immediately on a sip. The proof plays into it, and that butterscotch, like I get a lot of that on like Dusty stuff like that. Super sweet, just old barrel funk. And this reminds me all day of that. I just don't know if it's like a Beam or I don't think it's Turkey. If I was to think Dusty, I would think more on the lines of Beam versus Turkey. But this to me, I think is a freaking Dusty. Yeah,
with Beam, I don't get that peanut note, and with Turkey, I don't get that like bold cherry that I usually get.
Mm-hmm.
But I do get something interesting on the back end. That could be the age that you're talking about.
Like Dusty Beam, for me, I don't think I've ever got like the peanutty stuff. That's more on like the newer profile.
Yeah,
kind of fades away.
Yeah. Well, on the Dusty Beam, you just don't get it. Like it's not there at all on Dusty Beam. The peanut note, nope, it's not there. It's actually more in line with like your normal bourbon, straight down the middle type of profile. It's just got a little bit more oak to it. But I have some friends that have some of the train cars, the Dusty Beam train cars, and then some of the other ones that they did back in the day, late 60s, early 70s.
Oh, wow.
As well. And it's a lot of fun to drink because it's not anything like what you would think when you think Beam profile. It's completely different.
All right. So Darrell, this is, I really enjoy the palate on this one. It's kind of right down the middle. But as far as, looking ahead to finish or proof, this strikes me as kind of lower proof.
Yeah.
Like sub 100.
You said sub 100?
Yeah, I'm thinking sub 100.
I'm with you on that. I usually have a control pour here. I was about to pour like a Russell's 10 to kind of gauge, but this for sure I thought was under 100.
Okay.
I would think max, so you have Dusties that are like bottled and bond or so. Like I would think absolute max would be 100, but I'm leaning more towards like 90 proof.
Okay.
I do not think this is finished at all.
No.
Right, so we can definitely knock that out.
So we'll say
whiskey type at bourbon. No. So what you guys thinking?
I think bourbon. What do you think?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Yeah.
This is not age stated, but you can go ahead and give me what age you think it is.
I would have thought like 7 or 8 years, maybe. It's tough with some of I think it's Dusty, like an older bottle, but I would have thought maybe 7 or 8.
Yeah, I really struggle with guessing age. I'm trying to put it together in my head that when it's maybe proofy, but it doesn't taste proofy, that translates into a higher age statement somehow. But there's not a whole lot of proof on this, so I'm at a loss. I'd say 6 to 8.
Okay. What about where it's distilled? What state or country do you think?
Jarrell, you think Kentucky on this?
What do you think?
That's where I would go because it just seems so right down the middle, traditional bourbon notes on the palate.
I'm right there too.
The nose is a little tricky, but yeah, if I'm going to have to guess, I'm going to guess Kentucky.
Yeah, I'm with you with Kentucky. I really don't have a bottle guess because I think it's something dusty. Distillery, like I said, like I've had a couple old turkeys. This doesn't remind me of that profile, and I've never really had much outside of Beam and Turkey to really kind of distinguish dusty profiles, right?
Yeah, I'm not too steeped in dusties myself.
Yeah, I would go with Beam because I've only had Beam and like Turkey for the most part outside of a couple like miscellaneous things. But I do think he gave us something that's from like the 70s or like something. I'll be surprised if it isn't, man. But
so what proof did you guys settle on? What do you want to do for proof?
Are you good with 90? I was at 90. I think it's sub 100, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those bottles in that era,
yeah, I mean,
correct, is like 80
I'm not getting much at all on the finish. I mean, it's like there and it's gone. So
yeah,
90 tracks.
Okay. And then do you guys have any idea on this is for bonus points, bottle guess at all?
God, no, dude. I think it's maybe a dusty Beam bottle. It's a dusty something, I think.
Some obscure like Jim Beam release from 20.
Yeah, like I think it's something from like a freaking I don't know, 70 something decanter.
There you go.
I'll
say this. It's really tasty. I enjoy it.
I do like it. It's a low proof, but it has some nice flavor, man. So
Tony, don't say anything else, but you are drinking the exact same flight that they are. So if you're drinking
Tony is?
You're drinking the exact same flight. So don't say
Nice.
Thank you so much for the support, buddy. I hope you enjoy it.
We can have somebody filling for Jeff. What are your thoughts, Tony? You could play along with us, buddy.
All right. Let's go through and let's see where you guys are at. I'm going to go ahead and give you 2 points for the age because it's really not age stated. It's believed to be between 5 and 8 years old. Proof, you are not far off. You get, let's see, within 5 points. So you get 3 points and I get 2.
So it was 86.
Yeah, 86.
Oh, wow.
That's a dusty because there's not many 86s right now.
Yeah. Bourbon is 2 points. No finish is 2 points. The state is right. Is Kentucky. And you get 2 points for the distillery because it is Beam.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
I said a Beam decanter for bottle, which I don't know.
It's actually not a Beam decanter. This is
from the 70s, though?
My birth year is 1977. Old
Oh, my goodness.
Dude.
So
yeah, it reminded me of like that stuff, but I've only had that in like some turkeys, but it's
that's really impressive to me that you were able to go there on that.
Like the first sip reminded me dusty, like the nose not so much because I wasn't really getting that initially. Like it did smell super sweet and like a lot of like dusty stuff come across like that butterscotchy and just caramel forward.
Yeah.
Which I can just sit here and just nose this, dude. Like
now on the palate, Darrell, what took you to dusty? Was it something at the front end, the back end?
It's a mixture between the proof and certain flavors that come across, and it's tough. Like it's really hard for me sometimes to not distinguish, but to explain like the note that I'm getting for me to pinpoint something. Like with me, it came down to like certain experiences that a whiskey gave me for my mind to kind of go back to a certain whiskey, right? Like I'll just correlate just a certain note and sometimes I can't even tell you what that note is, but something about that, along with like that caramel and butterscotch, reminded me of an experience.
Yeah, see, for me, that's impressive to be able to kind of have that filing cabinet in your head and to be able to draw on, yeah, I had this. This is what I equated it with. How you remember all that is just really impressive.
Oh, dude, you don't realize how many samples he's done within the last 4 or 5 months. Like he was bottle calling a lot of things there for a while, but I mean that's the thing I think is what he and I talked about all the time too, is whiskey experiences and putting those in your memory bank and being able to equate it. You might not, like you said, you might be able to pinpoint exact notes. Like I can, for some whiskeys now that I've drank a lot more Dusty's, there are exact pinpoint notes on certain brands that I can pick out. But overall, I mean, just, filing that whiskey memory in there, it's fun. That's what I love about all this stuff, is nerd out on all of those experiences that you have together or with somebody too. That's what makes it even more fun. So
yeah,
no doubt.
Yeah, I found that to help a lot versus trying to distinguish notes for me. Like everybody knows, and I talk about it a lot, like everybody knows where they were during 9/11, right? You know what I mean? It's like you just remember that specific place as soon as you heard the news. And it's kind of like that with certain whiskey notes and experiences for me. And it kind of just puts me back in that spot. And I'm like, oh, I remember this because of that reason or whatever the case was. You know what I mean? So just sipping that kind of reminded me of being like, I could have been wrong, but it just reminded me of certain notes that I pulled off of different experiences of trying it, but it's not always right. I'll tell you that. Like I fail a lot. I do fail a lot.
No, but you were pretty confident, and just not having a guess, boom, that's super impressive to me.
Paul P, thank you so much, buddy. 2 entries for Coffee Queen Katie. No, all right, good for yourself there, Katie. Let's go on to B, guys. Let's see what you think on Glass B. As you guys are tasting this, just a reminder again, these are for super chats. Every $5 gets you an entry into giveaway for 3 different flights tonight. Tom has graciously provided an Ever North Spirits flight of stuff from the Bourbon Junkies. Darrell's doing Copper and Cask. He just got a new small batch release that's a 9-year MGP, and then he's going to be doing some single barrels. And then I'm going to be doing an NBC flight as well. So lots and lots of fun for tonight. Let's see, Darrell, what are you drinking when you lost to the Macho Man?
What were you drinking when you lost to Macho Man? I don't know.
He doesn't.
I forgot about that stream already. I'm thinking of B because I took that sip and it was not what I was expecting. I was thinking a high proof like flavor bomb, and it's just maybe a little bit above the proof of what we just had, to be honest. But I thought this was going to be like some.
Oh, Waxter is here. Cheers, buddy. By the way, Darrell, St. Teresa rum. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
So it's a rum that's based out of, I want to say like Venezuela, maybe.
Okay.
But a buddy of mine ran into it, and I was like, I need to ask Darrell because I had never heard of it. It's called St. Teresa rum, and then they also have a rum that's been barrel aged in bourbon and some other things. They're online, but I'm gonna have to check that out. So
nice.
Oh, there we go. Jeffrey's in for a flight of rum. All right.
Yeah,
so four giveaways tonight. A flight of rum from Jeffrey. Just someone say Macho Jeff. Man, I hope
you're tune in from that boat dressed up as Macho Man.
You know what's interesting is I mentioned Macho Man earlier. Is Hulk Hogan is actually in town, doing appearances at liquor stores promoting his beer brand that just dropped.
Oh wow!
Really? One of the local stores posted there was this super long line to go see Hulk Hogan, and I don't know if they get his autograph on a beer can or whatever, but I just thought it was pretty awesome.
Wild. Jeffrey needs to show up, have his pleather signed.
You know what's funny is I was drinking this Russell's. I was like, man, there doesn't look like there's that much left in the bottle. And I pour it out, and then it's got this. I'm like, I hate when that happens.
Then you get, and that's how you wake up on the bathroom floor. I think there's about an ounce left, and there's like 6.
Yeah, it can get crazy sometimes. Marty's in for one for the Bourbon Jerk. He needs it.
This one's interesting, man. Like off the nose, it makes me
the
think
nose and
high
the palate
age.
don't match up to me.
They don't. Like nose makes me think high age. Actually, high age and high proof, and maybe the color is a little playing into that too. But then I taste it, and it's super low proof. You do get some nice oak, but like I don't know. Like the first sip made me think on a tail end that it was finished, and the second sip didn't make me think finished. Like this one's kind of throwing me for a loop.
Yeah, on the nose, I was thinking, really sweet notes, vanilla, caramel, traditional stuff. But on the palate, it's like funky, dark fruit, and
Yeah,
the finish is a little hotter than the first one, so the proof has got to be higher. But yeah, they just like for some reason they don't seem to
align, right?
Match up. They don't seem to align.
Yeah. What would you say in terms of type? Do you think this is a bourbon, a rye?
I'm not getting any of the notes that I would typically associate with rye.
Okay. I'm leaning bourbon, but I didn't want to sway you anyway, so I wanted to make sure you were leaning that same way before we kind of went down that road.
Yeah, maybe a wheated bourbon.
Was this the one that I said that gave me the funky?
No, that
was A. That was A. Okay. Yeah, that funkiness was the freaking dusty note. Okay. Yeah, I think this is, so that one was 86 proof. I think this is probably closer to 100.
That's what I would say.
I don't think over 100. We think bourbon.
Okay.
So we can lock bourbon in. I'm going to take another sip. The first sip didn't come across finished. First sip had a hint on the end. Second sip didn't. I just want to take another sip, but I don't think this one's finished either.
If you think it could be, what type of finish are you picking up, or maybe what's on the radar? And I'll tell you if I can get it.
So let me take one more sip first.
All right. Let's see here. Mr. Whiskey Shits. Adam, cheers, buddy. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you in here. It's been a while since I've talked to you. I hope you're doing well.
Dude, I think this is a.
I did not.
I think this is a dusty as well, Tom.
So you're leaning no
tequila in this flat.
Mm-hmm. What's funny though, like, so it comes across on the tail end of the palate for me as a similar dusty note that I've had before. I don't know if I had this specific bottle, but that note is almost like a note that I get on wine finished whiskey or bourbons. So okay. I don't know if it's just a low proof finished bourbon or a dusty non-finished. I'm leaning more towards dusty non-finished.
See, I was interested to see what you say you were leaning towards on a possible finish. And it might be all the talk about rum, but I almost feel like there's like a burnt dark sugar aspect on the back that you
right at the tail end for me is where I get like a hint of something potentially being finished. But guys, Kelsey told me not to help, but I can't resist. It's barrel aged Malort. Yeah.
If it's barrel aged Malort, it's not bad.
But if that's barrel aged Malort, I'd be buying it by the truckloads.
I've never tried Malort. True story.
You're not missing anything.
That's what I hear. I mean, I noticed Trev drinks it almost every week.
That's another dusty.
Trev's an insane man, though.
Yeah.
So I love him to death. But yeah, what's funny is his mom actually likes it. Like, it's the only person I've ever met that was like, "Ooh, that tastes good."
Someone's got to like it.
Oh, no, thank you.
I think we got another dusty, Tom.
Yeah, I don't get wine. So if neither of us are too married to finish,
yeah, I would say bourbon. No finish. Yeah, I think bourbon not finished. Okay. It's drinking like I said 100, but if it's not 100, I think it's 90. I know it's not above.
Yeah,
I think it's in that range. Literally, it can
between
be like
90 and 100, like maybe
Yeah.
94.
We can maybe. So for it to be 100, it has to be like probably bottled and bond, typically from that era. How much do I
So
got?
what are we going with proof wise, guys?
1 sec.
Do you know what state?
What are you thinking, Tom?
For proof, I would say like 94, 95.
All right, let's hedge and we'll just say 95 just to give us that buffer if it is indeed 100, so we still score a point.
Now,
In terms of state, do you think this is maybe Kentucky distillate, or do you think it's outside of that?
if it's a Dusty, I mean, what other Dusties are out there that?
There's a few, but not many. A lot of it back then was like Kentucky-based stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
but
it's
we had
it's
some
the
Maryland
legacy stuff, right?
What's that?
It said it's the legacy stuff.
For the most part, yeah. Like I would think Kentucky. That's where my head would go. This doesn't throw up the beam vibes that the first one did, but it is throwing up a major Dusty vibe. I just don't know where it's from.
Yeah, if we're gonna go that route, then I mean, the logical place is Kentucky.
Okay.
You have any guesses for distillery or bottle?
I'll switch it up and just say turkey this time because it doesn't remind me of beam. Like I'll say turkey, but I don't know. You got a lot of freaking Dusty stuff.
Yeah, it's. I would say it's not beam based on how different it is from the first one.
Yeah.
Nothing else. I do tend to get like a dark fruit cherry type vibe on turkey, but I mean, if this is a Dusty, it might have kind of been dialed back, and that.
Yep.
I can kind of get on board with that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's solely a guess for me, to be honest. Like I will say though, Dusty turkey, you really didn't get cherry either on those. That's more of some of the modern stuff, like the Dusties that I've had. Although like old school like donuts that they had and rare breeds, you got a little bit of that cherry. But the ones that were like this proof point, like the lower proof points, I didn't really get much cherry back then.
Yeah. All right. What are you thinking age wise? It's the only one we're missing for this one.
I'm kind of in that same boat that we were thinking last time, like that 6 to 8.
You want to say 8? I'm thinking 8 for some reason.
Yeah, I'm good with 8 years on that. So 8 years, 95 proof, we said.
Yep.
95. Bourbon, Kentucky, turkey.
Okay.
I don't have a bottle guess. I don't know. A freaking turkey. I don't know.
They do Kentucky Spirits, are those Dusties? Or is that reasonably recent?
They had some, but that was like 90s, I think, right? Or 2000s.
Late 90s, early 2000s.
Like this, like
you think it's older than that?
8-year 101 or something like that. You know, one of those bottles, if anything. But I think it may be sub 100 proof. Like it's just drinking. It's not drinking too much more than the first one, which was 86 for me. But we'll say 95. We'll see.
All right, so it's not age stated, so you're pretty much close on. I mean, to what it probably was between.
You don't have to give no points on
proof. You were 5 points off. It's 90 proof.
It is 90. Okay.
It is bourbon, so you get 2 points there. It's not finished, so you get 2 points there. It is Kentucky. You get 2 points there. It is not turkey.
It's not turkey.
Any second guess before the reveal?
I haven't had enough. I think it's Dusty, so I would just go back down the beam route. You know what I mean?
So this is pre-fire Heaven Hill.
Oh,
it's actually in Ezra Brooks is what it is. It's
Ezra. So the first one was what, 78?
77
beam. And this is what year?
I think this was 94. Ethan, I don't remember what year it was. Ethan could tell you. This was a gift from him. But it's pre-fire Heaven Hill.
That's the Dusty vibes for me, man.
Nice.
So, That is a
The
little
nose
bit
and the
different.
palate are like totally different. That's
Isn't that so weird? They don't go. They don't. It's not cohesive.
That's wild. I would have thought this was like barrel proof off the nose originally, but no.
Yeah, with
We're
like
not doing too
with
bad.
recent Heaven Hill stuff, I mean, yeah, you get those sweet notes up front and through the palate, at least for me.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right.
yeah.
So you guys did pretty well so far. Not too bad at all.
Not too bad at all.
All right. Let's go into glass. Is there smelling and tasting this again, guys? Thank you so much for your support. Top Dog's in for 2. If
God,
you ain't
this is
first, you
funky one.
last.
Jesus, what the hell is this?
So make sure you guys get entered in for those super
weird.
chats. Remember, we have a flight of rum, a flight of Evernorth spirits, a flight of Copper and Cask, and a flight of Nashville Barrel Company. I can't remember what I was thinking there, so I had to look.
Yeah, that nose, man. I'm having a hard time getting around that.
Mm-hmm.
Which surprises me based on what it is.
Gave us a whole dusty flight. This is dusty too.
The palate's a lot better than the nose.
100% better than the nose. The nose is weird. Like
It really is.
comes across like potentially not even whiskey. Like it's just weird. Like it's weird. Like I don't know what the notes are. I've never had this. I can tell you that.
Like a sour dairy or something on the nose, and maybe like as an old maker's mark. But
Dude, this is funky in the nose. The palate's palatable.
palate, yeah, it's sweeter.
I will say I like the first 2 better on the palate. Yeah, this nose is just wild. Like I don't know what that note is that I'm getting. But yeah, I think the first. I think we got a whole dusty flight, Tom.
Yeah, it's going in that direction. You know, I was trying to figure out, well, where does Kelsey go? And
All the
he's been
so we
going
have
with the Dusties lately.
Bean,
Dusties
Heaven
or
Hill.
Stags?
We haven't had turkey yet.
Dusty stags and turkeys is where I was thinking.
So we got turkey and what else is? God, they had back then. I don't even know. But this better not be turkey. If this is freaking dusty turkey, oh my god! Throw this bottle.
You get an odd note on the finish, Darrell? At the very end.
As you guys are tasting this is what we're doing. Age proof, whiskey type finish, state of distillation, distillery, and bottle. So this is what they're trying to guess, everybody.
Maybe that's
don't really
older
get
age. I don't know.
I wouldn't say I get like a crazy like weird note. This is just like on the palate. It's just even keel for me. Like you drink it. It's low proof. This comes across lower than the other ones. I think this is an 80 proof dusty. I would be very, very surprised if it's like a 90 or anything above that. But
So
yeah,
you're thinking that low.
Either.
Okay.
Yeah, it drinks lower than the second one for sure, which was 90 for me.
All right. I just don't know if it's less than the first one.
First one was 86, right?
Yeah.
We can go back to that too.
Cheers, Whiskey Shaman.
Hey, what's up, Shaman?
That nose though, God. I went back to A's and I may like, oh man. If I can switch midway, I would pick A as the best nose, I think, and that's where you went too. Like it's just gotten better.
Yeah, I really like that nose on A.
That's nice. Yeah, this C though is funky on the nose, but like I said, decent on the palate.
There's not a lot on the palate that's really sticking out to me. It seems pretty basic almost. Like I'm not getting any like one distinct note. No,
I just it's
nothing off-putting, nothing that I'm loving, but just kind of
it's just one note for me, like literally like
right down the middle of bourbon.
Yeah.
So
like
what are we
nothing...
thinking proof-wise on this, guys? You said it was lower, Darrell, you thought, but what proof are you thinking?
I think 80.
We'll
go with we can hedge whatever you're at. So if you're at 90, we'll say 85. I'm at 80.
I think sub 90 for sure. If you think it's 80, then maybe we split the difference and go
80,
like
85. Okay. Bourbon.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
bourbon for sure.
Okay.
It's not finished either.
Okay.
When was finished bourbon even a thing?
Yeah.
And seriously, that's pretty recent, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely.
2000. When did they start? Yeah.
Outside
of double barrels, right?
Yeah.
And besides sherry, not sherry, besides scotch.
Yeah,
right?
besides scotch, yeah.
Because they were finishing everything. But like if we're looking at bourbons and ryes, the last maybe 10 years? 10 years maybe?
I will say this one gets better as I get towards the end of the pour.
Yeah, it's just okay for me.
Yeah,
but
it's
what state are you guys thinking? Kentucky, Indiana?
I think Kentucky. It smells funky as heck, but the palate comes across Kentucky to me.
Yeah, same reasoning as before. You said, Darrell. Like if it's going to be a dusty, it's got to be Kentucky, right?
For them,
distillery.
Majority of them, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that nose is weird, dude. I'm really curious what that is. Because I gotta stay away from that specific type of whatever that one was. What do you think in age, Tom?
I'm thinking it's probably not that high, but it's just old. Like 5, 6,
5 year. I can see that. Like I don't find anything about this that's just like standout-ish.
So you got bonus points left for distillery and bottle. Is all.
I pray it's not turkey. I don't know. I honestly don't know, but I think.
You got any dusty makers, Darrell?
No, I'm not.
He's done. I was gonna say I don't think so. No. A lot of it's bean, turkey.
Cheers, Walker. Thanks,
bean,
buddy.
turkey, and probably some Heaven Hill stuff. What's up, Mr. Hines? He's the one that gave me the heads up about that copper and cask that I was able to grab today. He grabbed them straight from, I believe, the website. So that's when I messaged my guy. I'm like, oh, hopefully you're getting these. And he was like, yep.
All right. So let's go through this. Again,
did you want to guess? You want to guess a distillery, Darrell? I don't know that I've got anything.
Beam. I don't know.
Beam again.
I honestly don't know.
All right.
I just pray it's not turkey. I hope D is turkey.
So what do we have? We had Beam and Heaven Hill.
Non-age stated. So roughly, like you said, 4 to 6 years. Proof, it is 80 proof. So you guys were close.
Oh man, you're right on the money again. I'm bringing you down.
Bourbon.
That's fine.
Bourbon, you got 2 points. It is a bourbon. It's not finished. You get 2 points. State is Kentucky. You get those 2 points. It is not Beam.
What year is it from, though? It is turkey. God, well, that's a bad turkey bottle.
That's a 96, dude. I love this stuff, dude.
Oh, God. The palate's fine. Just don't nose it.
It's easily my least favorite of the first 3.
Yeah. That's the 1996, 1980, or sorry, 1996 80 proof.
All right, so let me pause here for a second, Kelsey. So where do you get stuff this old?
The intranet.
Yeah.
Okay, so you like where?
Just different groups.
Lesky groups all on Facebook. Groups?
Okay.
Yeah.
Facebook
so like groups that are specifically geared towards older stuff.
Yeah, they're geared towards that. Okay. I found this one like 2 years ago, and it was a great price. It's a 1 liter, or it's
the handle.
Handle. Nice. And it was $125.
Wow, that's the one I was hoping wasn't turkey, dude. I don't like that turkey bottle.
Dude, I love it.
Like I said,
I do think it gets better as you get through it, Darrell. But again, I think it's my least favorite of the first 3.
Yeah, palate's okay. Nose is no.
Yeah, no, the nose is goofy.
Yep. So guys, we're gonna we got 5 minutes left till the top of the hour. We're gonna turn off super chats in about 5 minutes, right at 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. And like I said, if you guys want to get in on that, every $5 gets you entered. We're doing four different flights. A flight of rum that Jeff, I'm assuming, is bringing back from wherever he is. And then Darrell's doing copper and cask. I'm doing NBC picks. And Tom is going to be graciously giving us some Evernorth Spirits flight. So all 4 of those will be given away tonight. Just like as always, we like to share the whiskey and experiences with you guys here on the channel and gals. So we don't have to rush. You're right. Jason is not going, so we can go a little bit long, but I'll give you guys, let's say 10 more minutes. Let's go to 5 after. So that gives you about 10 more minutes if you want to get in on that. Kelsey sipping on a fat pour in a wine glass. Yeah, pretty much. I had something left in the bottle. Stu, it's one of those moments where you look at the bottle, you're like, there's not that much left in there. I just poured all.
It's that optical illusion through the glass.
It is, man. It does it to me all the time.
Yeah, been there, man.
And that's a wide glass, too.
Kelsey?
So this is Whiskey Wonders glass. It's a nosing glass, really. And it's just really, really cool because it keeps all of that vapors
Nose
down towards the bottom and funnels it up. So it really gives you a great nose.
All right. Is that your favorite kind of glass?
For nosing, like if I'm going to do stuff where I'm really trying to sit down with it, yes.
Okay.
It's something I like to sit down with and really explore. Yeah.
How about you, Darrell? What's your go-to glass?
It's always been like Glen's. Like I haven't really experimented too much outside of that. I've had one of the tulips. Like the only downside to those are they're very flimsy. They're worse than a Glen.
Yeah.
Like they're thin. So if you like accidentally just tip it over, it's going to shatter, which sucks. But in terms of nosing, like they're really, really good. Like I have these, I have regular Glens and I have like a bigger version, which I haven't really went to in a while, but like so these are nice. Like it has like the little, I don't know what you want to call it. Almost, like it kind of comes out a bit. And these are really, really nice, but I wish these were smaller, like literally maybe.
Yeah, those are kind of
half the size. This is, I think, almost holds like 10 ounces. Like it holds a lot of whiskey. You know, like you look at it compared to a Glen for perspective, right? Like
it's like a jumbo Glen on top of the stem.
But I would like this smaller, and I like the stem. Like the Turks gave like a nice little copita. It's like a miniature version of this, but without the like, I don't know.
I love these. These are the Whiskey Wisdoms.
Oh, the Wisdoms, yep.
Yeah, I love them. I mean, it's got the top like a Glen, so you know you're getting the nose, but you don't have to hold it all awkwardly at the bottom. You can hold it like a rocks glass. It's got some heft to it. To me, this is my go-to.
Just don't drop them while you're at Pose in the Park like I did. Scattered everywhere.
Yeah, the stem glasses from the Turks are awesome. It's kind of like that. They're smaller. It's basically the size of a Glen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, those are cool.
A little smaller than a Glen. And
hey Marty, if you're still here, are those the ones that you use? I like those ones.
The stem glasses from the Turks are awesome. Yes, they are, Mr. Top.
You know, the stem adds a little bit of class to it.
Exactly.
And I like having stems because I can hang them from my dang bar instead of my little Glencairn thingy.
Well, we've got one more, gentlemen. Shall we do it?
All right. Now, did you have this one as your second or your first favorite on the nose?
Second. B I had as my first.
Yeah.
You had it as your first?
B on the nose, yeah.
Okay, B on the
nose.
I
would have probably switched that to A. Like if I can switch now, because A is just really, really good. But
okay, because I had D as third on the nose. I think you had it higher than me.
I did, yep. One above, then you had A as your first, and I had B as mine. We kind of
flipped. Right. And on the heels of number 3, the nose is way better.
Bye. Wife's leaving for work. I didn't take your key. I just took the spare when I left the store.
There you go, Tom.
Thank you, Top Dog. I appreciate that.
Here's Mr.
I like how he's right on the money. Yeah, oh, man, I just love the nose on this one. I might have picked this higher if I had to do it again.
I'm getting more ethanol on the nose. I haven't took a sip yet, but a little bit, yeah. Like I haven't took a sip yet.
I'm just getting more sweet oak.
like I'm getting like a tinge, like I'm nosing it, and it's like too much, not too much, but like it's just getting a little burn note, which I didn't get on any of the other ones. But like I
So
said, I
have you
haven't tried
noticed
it
when
yet.
you do flights that as you get towards the end, it gets harder to figure out the proofs because your palate is a little bit fatigued?
I think it
Maybe
all
not for
depends
you
on
because you're a
where
friggin'
you
pro
are.
and I'm an amateur, but
No,
as
I
you
think it all depends on like where you're getting your proof. Like
Oh,
for me, I
dang.
know where I get proof points from, and that's towards the front of my tongue.
do you see? I try to. Well, I think I equate proof to the finish.
Yeah, that's not always equating proof for me because a lot of times the finish can be just as long, but be a lower proof whiskey, especially if they're older or ultra aged. You still get a lot of age based on the finish. But proof points for me has always been towards if I hold the whiskey towards the front of my mouth and towards my tip of my tongue, the longer it sits there and the more like prickly it gets, the higher the proof gets.
Okay.
So
Oh man.
All right, I'm thinking this is higher proof than probably all three that
Yep.
we've tried so far.
100%. I didn't want to say it first, but yeah, definitely.
It's
what
a
do you
nice
think about
finish,
the
too.
palate compared to the nose on this one?
I think it kind of matches up. Like this is
Yeah.
actually, this may be my favorite pour on the palate. Like, let me go in for another sip before I really say that. But that first sip, like, I don't want to say the proof had an effect to my decision or an impact on my decision, but like the
Yeah, see, to me,
the actual
Jarrell,
palate
this
was
is
nice.
really well balanced. I like the nose, I like the palate, I like the finish.
Yeah, this was what
If
second to my
we're
nose.
thinking it's a theme here and it's a dusty, I'm not getting anything that I would think leads me in that direction. Like if you
Me
just gave
either. Like this one doesn't remind me. Like the first three for sure, I thought dusty. This doesn't bring me down that road. This is more modern.
it's more like something you'd pick up on the shelf now.
Yeah, but I think since the first three were dusty, it's probably something that's older, but just not 80s. Maybe like early to maybe late 90s or even early 2000s. But I think it's something that's not available right now, if that makes sense.
I am thinking that I like it overall better than the first three. Like maybe Kelsey was saving this as a grand finale. This is delicious.
Glad you're liking that one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can tell by the 4 that I sent you that you guys are not typically Dusty's is not going to be your pour of choice.
No, it's not that it's not my pour of choices. I don't have any experience with Dusty's.
But it's a different. What's fun about this is I feel like when you're drinking Dusty's, you get to drink history. You get to see.
I was going to say history. Yeah, that's
the fun
awesome
part for me. Yeah.
I don't really think it's too close for me in terms of palate. I think this is my number one by a lot.
Yeah.
This is really, really good.
Yeah, no,
like
from beginning to finish, this is my favorite, hands down.
The only con, and it's not really a small con because we drank a lot of low proof whiskey. With the amount of flavor that I get up front and on the mid, I would expect the finish to be a little longer, and it dies off a bit quicker than expected. But not really necessarily a bad thing, just not what I expected in a sense, right?
All right. Well, if you look at what we've done so far, the proofs were what, in the 80s and 90s?
Yeah, the highest proof was 90. We had 80, 86, and 80. I mean, 80, 86, and 90.
Yeah, so this might be 101, and it's hitting us a little harder because, relative to the first three, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's sub 100. I think 100 would be the minimum on this.
But I don't think it's much higher than that. If it is,
no,
this be like an old bottle and bond, like something like what you were mentioning.
Yeah, earlier. If I was thinking like max proof, 107 max. If it even was that high, but I don't think it is.
I'd say maximum is like 102.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. Whoever's going to get this flight, this is a treat.
Tony's drinking it with us.
Yeah.
A bag of donuts.
Tony, how are you liking the flight, brother?
I'm interested to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, what's your he should be probably maybe drinking D with us. What's your favorite, Tony? Are you in line with us? Because I think this is mine for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I love everything about this.
I love
like,
this. Yeah.
Nose was second place for me, but like I can probably still argue the nose on A is
You guys
better.
have
Like
a distillery guess at all?
On the palate, this is number one for me all day. On the finish, it's number one for me all day. Boy, but
distillery,
as far
no, I
as
don't
getting
know.
down where this is from, again, I got no clue.
What you think, Darrell?
I'm trying to just think what would be like. There's a lot of stuff that's like 100 to maybe a little over 100 proof.
Tony, you're going to the.
I
headed up to
honestly,
Michigan. All right.
I wouldn't know. Like, this is not. So we can fill in a couple things. So it's definitely bourbon. It's not finished again.
Yeah,
Bourbon unfinished Kentucky, but distillery is, I guess,
Kentucky.
where we're probably more interested in.
Kentucky, I'm not. I mean, Kentucky for sure. Proof, I would think maybe like a 101 proof, or 100 to 100 and 101, somewhere in that range. Actually, let's say 100.
Okay.
Because 101 is going to be more on the lines of it being turkey. 100, we can maybe headshot a couple different proofs on different distilleries, so we'll hedge it a bit.
Okay.
All right, so let's stop there for a second. So far he's given us Beam, Heaven Hill,
Turkey.
No Buffalo Trace.
I don't think he has Old Buffalo Trace.
No.
All right, well you know him better than me.
He has a lot of Beam and Turkey.
Well, and you said no makers.
No.
About like an Old Four Roses or something.
Nope.
No, I don't have any Four Roses stuff. Like I honestly don't even have a bottle of Four Roses.
He doesn't like Four Roses.
No, you don't like it?
I like Four Roses Small Batch Select. That's pretty much the only one. I can get into a couple different recipes that they have on their single barrel stuff, but it's just too floral typically.
Really?
For me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I mean, that's what makes this all interesting is everybody has their own.
I love Brett Elliott as a master distiller. He's one of the coolest guys and down to earth, nicest people you'll ever meet. But it's just not my flavor profile. Just like Knob Creek typically is not my flavor profile.
Gotcha. No, hey, you know what? I respect that you know what you what you don't like.
It took me a long time to figure out what I actually liked.
Mm-hmm.
It took me about 2 years to finally like narrow in like where my profile is, and it's evolved and changed. Just like you have probably found out as when you get first into bourbon, you liked such and such, and now you go back to it and you're like, I don't necessarily like that.
What was I thinking, right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Kelsey, since you can't go out to the the local store and pick up a dusty wild turkey from 1986, what's something that's on the shelf today that kind of speaks to you, besides Stag?
There's a couple of brands out there right now. I think Darrell will echo this. Hard Truth right now is probably one of the most, as far as like straight up single barrels and blends consistently, that is innovative, non-traditional, but really, really good. The other one that I can think of that is probably on my top list for blends is K. Luke. Their batches have gotten continually better and better. We had Jonathan on the channel a little while ago.
Saw that.
So those are two typical ones. And then I would say another one that I think that is on the shelf that will always be a staple on my bar is Rare Breed.
Fair.
I know
that probably is pretty consistent across the board.
Very consistent. It's really, really good. There's not ever a time I don't think that I'm going to get a good pour. Those are something that stays on that's something that shows on my shelf all the time.
All right. Follow-up question.
Yep.
Because I know you're in a bunch of the groups like I am. Somebody's putting out a pick. It's a certain distillery or a certain NDP, whatever. You're going to buy it without question. Who is it coming from? Not the group, but the brand.
Is it a
Like,
single
who's
barrel?
putting out the best picks?
I would have to say Scott and Jason.
No,
You're talking about company.
Oh, you mean
channel
brands?
or whatever.
Brands. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. Who's it coming from? Sorry if I was
I
confused.
got like 3. But
Go ahead, Darrell, while I'm thinking.
for me, it would be NBC.
Okay, stop right there,
Midwest.
because that's exactly where I was going. I think every single one of those picks that I've had, and I think I've got it from like 5 or 6 different groups, they're all killer, aren't they?
This year in particular, like
And
there's
last
a
year.
lot of
Especially this year.
7, 8, and 9-year-old stock from MGP. That's killer. But
Yeah.
outside of them, to be honest, like Middle West Spirits and like Corbin Cash, the stuff they're putting out this year too is crazy.
Yeah.
But like MGP this year is like the stuff, man. Like their bourbons, the 7, 8s, and 9s, and their ryes that are like 10 and 11 years old are absolutely ridiculous this year. So like that's what like people need to like literally stock up on, because like it's killer stuff. But like I said, freaking Middle West Spirits and their dark pump, like those pumpernickel ryes, and Corbin Cash is killing it too, man.
Yeah, the only Middle West spirits I've got is that the dark pumpernickel pick from Barrels for Hope.
Oh,
That's a great one.
that-
It's a great
Fantastic.
I need to
love
send
it.
you a sample of the 2 Bros 1 bottle, because that one is even better than the Barrels of Hope, in my opinion.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that group, Kelsey, but I'll check it out.
Yeah, David is a really cool dude. 2 Bros 1 bottle. You find it on Facebook. There's no, pay to be a part of type of thing. It's just
Gotcha.
anybody can join. They do several picks a year. That one is really, really good. There's some whiskey war picks that he did, the double oaked and the double oaked. That is coming out of
High Bank.
High Bank
Ohio,
Distillery
High
in
Bank.
Ohio as well. But for me, I think NBC is a big one. I was trying to think of the other ones. To be honest with you, the Essence store picks that they've been doing lately have been freaking hitters.
Who? I'm sorry.
The Evernorth, like the Essence.
Oh, Evernorth. Okay.
Yeah, the Essence bottles that they're putting out for picks. Like I know Poor Nerds has a couple of them, and then.
So you guys are in Poor Nerds, so you've got those picks too. Okay.
Oh God, yeah.
They're
really their picks are. Oh my God, so good.
Yeah, see, that's why I'm glad I met Gary. Gary's he's picking some good stuff over there.
Yeah.
Hitters.
Yeah, I was definitely going to say NBC for sure. Anything that's coming out, whoever's putting out a pick of NBC has just been insane for the last 2 years, at least for me.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
So yeah, you guys are in Jason's group, and you probably get a lot of his picks. Everything that they put out is pretty darn good.
I will say that there's another brand up there that Gary has been a part of and let us have taste of, and I guess Darrell's the one that's getting the bottles. Not that I'm jealous at all, but
which one's the Hollands?
The old Whip Van Winkle.
Oh, the New Holland stuff. Yeah,
the New Holland wheat whiskeys and.
Oh my God. Gary was kind enough to give me a sample of one of those. I've got it sitting over here.
It's so good, man.
What's interesting is, before I got into whiskey, 5 years ago, I was really into the craft beer scene, and New Holland is one of the biggest, breweries here in Michigan.
Yeah,
and they're big, but they're not necessarily one of the better breweries here in Michigan.
Yeah.
So I was a little skeptical about what type of whiskey are they putting out.
Right.
But the stuff that I've tried from them is really been cool.
It's really
way better than the beer that they're doing.
Yeah.
At least in my opinion. So yeah, it's really interesting to see how they're kind of, hedging their bets between craft beer and whiskey.
Maureen.
Everyone loves a great whip. And there you go.
Yeah, Four Nose, and I know that's a private group, but it's just they're doing. You've got a lot of people that are bourbon, like really know what they're doing in that group, and so people like Gary picking barrels and things like that. I don't think that I've had a pick from them so far that has not hit. So that's another group that's really, really good. So, well, you guys want to know what you were drinking?
Yeah.
Did we ever guess a distillery on this one? Oh,
I was gonna say it's
another
more
turkey,
more
Kentucky
modern.
Spirit?
So this
it was
is our
101.
Penny Tail 101 from 2017.
My guess was gonna say 16, but yeah.
So
Yeah, it's more, yeah. I knew that was more modern.
It did
Definitely
definitely fit that bill, didn't it? Right?
yeah.
Yeah, like we were Kentucky bourbon. Like originally, I thought maybe like 100, 101. Like I still wouldn't think turkey. Like I haven't had enough of those. I've only had like 2 of those old Kentucky
Yeah.
spirits. You know what I mean? So, but this, yeah, first
That's so
sip
good.
was my favorite. Like
Hands
this
down.
isn't the one that. Oh no! Jeff brought a different one to the Turks. It wasn't this bottle. I think his might have been older, right? The one that Jeff had
Yeah.
at the
Yes.
Turks. Oh yeah, this is. Jeez Louise, this is nice.
So where'd you get this one, Kelsey? Tell us how you acquired it.
My friend Garrett gave this to me for my birthday. So he got it from a store in Louisiana.
Okay.
He was traveling in Louisiana and stopped in a store and found this.
Lawless?
Yeah.
So you're not combing estate sales or anything like that?
Oh, no. Dude, no.
Oh,
so,
man. Yeah, that's great.
It's one of my favorites. Oh,
it's better than great, Drill. I think that's fantastic.
Disregard this wheel. That's
disregard this. Tony, sorry.
Oh, sorry, Tony. Sorry, Tony. That was a mistake. Hopefully you still win, though.
Yeah. All right. So let's get into this before it gets too much longer. I know people are sticking around to watch this. So let's go first with Tom's flight. This is going to be for the Ever North Spirits flight. So cheers, everybody. Good luck, everybody. I've randomized it for Jeff so that he doesn't step out. So good luck to everybody. And our winner for this flight is going to be David Smith. David,
right, David.
If we don't have your info already, send me an email to kelsey.dime@gmail.com so that I can get.
I think we got David's.
I think we do, but so we'll remove that one. The second one is going to be for Darrell's Copper and Cask. So here we go. Good luck, everybody. Thank you, Ethan and Katie for keeping track of all this. Walker Hines.
Walker.
So I know we have your stuff. So Darrell.
Yeah. So Walker, he actually has a couple of those 9 years or maybe one coming. So William, I'll switch it up and send you I'll send you the single barrel that I had help with instead of that along with a couple other single barrels. But yeah, because I know you got that 9 year coming.
This is going to be for Jeff's flight of rum. So a flight of rum. For all you rum drinkers out there that like rum, let's see who it is. Mr. Whiskey. It's Adam.
Adam.
Great name.
Cheers, Adam. Cheers, buddy. We'll make sure Jeff gets that to you. And then the last one is going to be the flight of NBC. So, again, we're talking about great
hitters.
Barrels, man. Here we go. And if you'd rather have 4 bourbons instead of 2 bourbons and 2 ryes, let me know. Mark B.
Oh my God, this guy wins every time.
All right. That should be all 4 of them. Thank you, Ethan and Katie, for keeping track of all of that for us. Thank you guys for hanging out. So let's go taste-wise, Darrell and Tom. Which was your favorites?
So D for sure.
100% D. I don't even have to think about it.
Okay.
Gotta love the D. What? So B was turkey, which was the funky turkey I didn't like. C was weird. Yeah, so it would have been A. So D, A. God, the third one was just so weird, but the palate was better, I think. So I would go D, A, C, B in terms of taste.
Did you say D, A, B, C?
D, A, C. Delta Alpha Charlie. Bravo.
Okay, I think I went D, A, B, C.
D,
so we're very close.
Flip flop the 2 middle.
Yeah, but I mean, hands down, D was the best.
Yeah, D is great.
A was really good. The other two, I think we were kind of splitting hairs, but
Yeah.
yeah, wow, what a treat, Kelsey. I mean, these are things that I'm not, privy to, things that I've not tried.
Good. I wanted you
So
to try
yeah,
something different.
this
That's
was
good.
super fun, dude. I appreciate the opportunity to sip through these.
Absolutely. You're more than welcome. That's what it's about, man.
I think Tony's still in here too, right? I'm curious, Tony, what was your favorite, buddy? I know you're drinking the same stuff as us.
I think he's only drank one of them. I think he was saying.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said he was staying sober or something until next week.
Yeah, until
okay,
pours in the barn. So
I missed that.
let us know, Tony, which one was your favorite when you drink all of them. The 77 for me is really hard to beat.
What was that?
Which one was that?
The first one, A.
First one.
Yeah, it was really good.
It's just like it's so killable, but it's also one you can sit and smell and taste for a while.
Yeah, the nose for me
not
is
get bored
everything.
with it. So
Yeah, this
it's
nose
a lot of fun.
Yeah, so to me, this is interesting also because it kind of tells me or gives me a bit of introspective in terms of what your preferences are, Kelsey.
Yeah.
And that's interesting to me. The lower proof, older stock, legacy distillery stuff. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a common denominator.
Yeah, and the thing is too is what's interesting is like it's really I think one of the first Dusties I tasted was with Blake Benson when I met him for the first time, and we went to
Justin's, right?
We went to Justin's with him and Gary.
Is he the steel box guy?
No, that's
Blake.
Somebody else.
Blake.
Yeah,
that's
different.
Blake.
Yeah,
Blake Benson is just a whiskey enthusiast who is a incredibly generous guy. He'll probably be at Pours. I'm pretty sure he'll be there.
Are you coming up?
I can't come to Michigan because I'm going
man.
to Jason's meetup in September, and then it looks like I'm going to be going to a turkey pick in August. So,
yeah, you can't do all the things all the time.
Yeah, so I wish I could get up there. And the other thing is, I really like to go to Michigan to meet and hang out with you and Gary and some of the other people up there, David and Kira. So
yeah, I think they're about an hour from here, where at least where I am. But,
and I've never been
to Michigan. A lot of cool stuff to see up here, Kelsey, in terms of distilleries and scenery and just cool shit. So I highly recommend if you can get up here, do it.
Yeah, I will definitely try to get up there when it's not freaking winter. That's the key.
Yeah, winter is less fun, but it is what it is. We get our snow and ice up here for sure.
We just get ice here. We rarely get snow. So,
are you coming down for Jason's event, Tom? Are you going to be able to make that in September?
I would really love to, because here's the thing: we were just down at Bardstown like a month ago for my birthday and Father's Day, and we had such a blast, especially at Bardstown. Have you guys been there before?
Yes.
My God, what a freaking place that! I mean, the scope, the magnitude of the campus.
Yeah,
I was just blown away as soon as we started, driving up. It's just insane.
Yeah,
weird is I went there 4.5 years ago, and all they had were 3 brick houses and the main building. And then to go back this past year and be there again and see everything that they're doing and how far they've expanded, it's crazy.
It's just amazing to me. It's like Bourbon 2.0.
Oh, 100%.
And
100%.
When you get to be a certain size, it's you're not necessarily expecting a personal touch when you're dealing with whoever it is that you're dealing with, like in terms of bartenders or staff or waiter, whatever. But everybody there was so awesome to us that I would absolutely recommend that place to anybody. We had so much fun.
Yeah,
it's a cool spot to be at.
Yeah,
I mean the tour, the bar there,
He's going to be doing a pick as there as well, which will be part of the experience, which was really cool. Last year was at Sagamore in Baltimore. So this is a completely different experience, and, it'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
If you can make it happen, come hang out.
Are you guys both going?
Yeah. All three of us will be there.
All of us are going to be there.
Oh, man. All right.
Hey, general admission ticket is only $90, but I would say spend the $175 and get a bottle and swag and everything else. So.
Oh, if I go, I'd go all out. It's just a question of, I got to get off and get down there. It's just,
Friday, Saturday, man. Just take Friday off. It doesn't start till Friday night.
I'll look into it. I'll talk to my wife.
I'll see you there.
Well, guys, thank you so much for hanging out tonight with us. We're going to get off here in a few minutes, but Tom, can you tell everybody where they can find you when you stream, if you stream? I know you're doing some videos as well. So
yeah, that it's a really good question. As far as the channel goes, we just literally hit a year 2 days ago. So we just started a Patreon. We're a new channel, even newer than you guys. As far as streaming goes, I did a stream either last week or 2 weeks ago. I can't remember at this point.
I think it was 2 weeks ago, but yeah.
I'm trying to pin down a good time of week to do a stream. And it's difficult because, I got to coordinate with my son. My son is 20, he's college age. He does the production, the shooting of the videos, the editing of the videos. So I got to kind of work with him as far as scheduling goes. And the best night for us to shoot is always Thursday. So we do that. I think that would be a great night to stream, but we got to shoot.
Yeah.
So we're still figuring out, when are we going to stream, but we're definitely going to do more. I'm working with a few other channels as far as appearances and competitions and just interesting things that we'll be doing, kind of like this. I'm just happy at this point to be part of the community and to be able to hang out with guys like you and be on channels like this. And I'm just having fun right now, man.
That's awesome. Well, you guys check him out. Do you have a Facebook page or Instagram that they can check in with you?
Yeah, we have Instagram and obviously at the Bourbon Jerk on YouTube. Check us out. Check out some of our videos. Some are better than others. Some have pretty good production value, some less so. But I think, we have our own kind of stamp on how we do things, just like you guys do. And so, again, I really want to thank you guys for reaching out and having me on. Sure. I've been looking forward to this since we talked, and this has been just a blast for me, guys.
Well, thank you so much for hanging out, man. It's been a blast hanging out with you, and hopefully we get to see you in person and hang out sometime soon. So,
I'd love that.
Yeah, Jason's event. Make it happen.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much. There's 40 people left in here. We are going to get off of here and let you guys go. But we appreciate all the support. Thank you so much, guys. And we'll see you here next week with the Whack Attack back in control for next week. So we'll see you soon, guys. Thanks so much.
Jeff, just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends. And you say hello again. Oh, Jeffrey, you should just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends. And you say hello again. Oh, Jeffrey, you should just be friends with me. But you have these whiskey friends. And you say hello.